Hi YouTubers out there, it's Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you with a very important video that's for men and women, boys and girls. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the 5% of the viewers of the Fortune Cookie 45LC channel that are women. And some of you women viewers are in other countries, like the Netherlands, and Canada, and Australia, and the United States, of course. Now, 5% may sound like it's a very small number, but I'm sure all of you men who are shooters going to the ranges have noticed that there's a lot of women out there shooting. And certainly even at the dance studio that I go to, there are a lot of young women that are there. I'd like to say hi to Brianna, and hi to Patty, and hi to Melissa, because you are young stars. And as much as I'd like to enlist you to help me do some videos on shooting, that may be for the future. But a funny thing happened just 2 nights ago, and that is my sister, Nancy, who happens to be in her 50s, never shot a gun before, not even a BB gun, not even a pellet gun. Never shot a gun before. And even though her husband Larry has a Taurus Model 94 9-shot 22 revolver, has never shot her husband's Taurus before, gave me a call and said that she wanted to learn something about firearms so that she would not be completely ignorant. Well, I got to thinking, you get a request like that and you cannot turn it down. In fact, it's like when a lady asks a man to dance. If the lady thinks enough of that man to ask that man to dance, it'd be one of the stupidest things he could ever do to say no. Someone thinks that much of you, you are obliged, obligated to say yes, even if only to be an ambassador for the shooting sports and to gain a friend for our gun rights. We need all those we can get. So, I'm thinking, let's take her to the range and pay her fee and get her husband to come out also to enjoy a session at the range. And what are we going to bring? Of course she's going to bring her husband's Taurus 94 22 caliber 9-shot revolver. But we've got to expose her also not just to revolvers but also to semi-automatic pistols and even rifles. So here's a very good firearm to introduce a new shooter. Now, of course, safety is a big issue, and the first thing we would tell any new shooter is our items on safety. So we'll do that. But the Ruger Mark III 2245, which this is an example of, polymer frame, less expensive, very accurate, very reliable, is Ruger quality. And just because it's polymer frame does not mean it's a bad gun, because you're looking at the same idea as a Glock. Speaking of Glock, we got one right there. We're going to let Nancy shoot also. But here's nice to teach the new shooter on safety. The Ruger Mark III 2245 is nice because it has a loaded chamber indicator. It has a magazine safety. Whether you like that or not, it's a good item for a new shooter. And the training of inspection to make sure it's safe, to lock the slide back. So you'll see the Ruger Mark III 2245 at the range when we take Nancy out there. But we'll introduce her to the Glock also, because everyone hears about the Glock. So might as well give her a chance to actually fire a few rounds with the Glock to see what she thinks of it, and also to give her an exposure to a centerfire semi-automatic pistol. So these were selected to go to the range, and here we are at the range session.
The family that shoots together stays together.
It's May 26th.
Yeah, but I can't hear
Morning, Mel. Hi. How you guys doing? Hi, Trish. Hi, Danny. Hi, Jen.
So Nancy, did you have a good time at the range today?
Oh, I had a great time. I had a good instructor. The first one I shot was this gun. I don't know what it is. A
Taurus 9-shot.
A Taurus 9-shot.
Kind of looks, I'm looking at your target here, and it looks like there's a lot of bullseyes there.
I didn't do those. You see, I started with... Did I start with this one? I started with this one. And I started with this gun. And it's pretty lightweight, easy to shoot. And I had to pull back the trigger. I learned all the safety issues with a really nice pistol to start off.
I think you're a pretty natural shot, if you ask me. Now, who put all those holes in that the head shot there?
Oh, these. Larry did these. Because I have another target that I'll show
Well,
you.
Larry had all that experience when he was in the service.
And then this one is, what is it, Steven?
Oh, that's the Mark III 2245.
Now this one, you pull the trigger. It's a, what is it called?
Semi-automatic pistol.
Semi-automatic. You don't have to clock it or anything. You keep shooting. Now this one was fun because you just keep pulling the trigger.
Well, which one do you enjoy better?
Because I didn't cock. When you first learn and you have to cock it, you keep cocking. But then when you go to this, you just keep shooting. And then when I went back to this one, I forgot that I had to cock. But you don't have to cock, but it's harder to pull the trigger.
I noticed that you really learned the safety principles pretty quick there. I mean, did you find that hard to learn?
No, it wasn't. Because these are lethal weapons. They are weapons of destruction. So you gotta respect them. So always move forward to them. So I like this one. Because that was easy.
Now, let me ask you a question. Why did you want to come out to the range today and shoot?
Because I wanted to be comfortable knowing how to use firearms. Again, this is actually a lot of fun.
So now, if you ran across a pistol lying somewhere, like on a table somewhere or in a drawer, would you know how to handle it?
Yeah, I could figure it out.
Now, what about those big holes over there on the left-hand side? What is that?
That's a Big Daddy gun.
Which one was that one?
That was the Glock. And this has a lot of power just by the bullet size and the hole it makes. That's like 3 times the size. And it has a lot of recoil.
You were shooting from about 6 yards, I think. That's about 6 yards distance, about 18 feet.
This one was an situation.
Well,
Anyway,
what
power, but you got to get used to it.
what causes the bullet to go? What makes the bullet go down that? Hit down there.
Oh, when I pull the trigger down, I'm forcing. We're
But-
supposed to be relaxed and squeeze gently. And that technique involves keeping your soft part of the hand and when you're shooting, trigger fingers off. So this one, I would have to work with it a little bit, but this one is a pretty magnet powerful gun. So, hi Kimberly, Allison, Uncle Steve, and so you guys can come out here with Uncle Steve. I'm sure he'll give you the same protection and safety. You'll have a great time shooting. It's wonderful. It really is fun.
Now you're off to play tennis, right?
Yeah, off I go to the courts now.
Okay, well, you take care. Thanks for the
All
interview.
right, thanks, Uncle Steven.
So, YouTubers, it was a very successful day at the range, and you can see Nancy had a great time, Larry had a great time. And it didn't take too long. She fired quite a few shots. Had a very enjoyable experience. And have you noticed that to be true when you've brought new shooters to the range? They go, and they're not sure how they'll do. They don't want to be made a fool of. They don't want to look like they're completely idiotic, especially if they haven't handled guns before. But if you take the time to patiently show them and explain to them, it's amazing how people will gravitate to the shooting sports and how fun they are. And of course, the first thing that's most important is safety. Because if there's no safety, you cannot have fun. Have an unsafe situation and fun goes right out the window. But when it's done safely, it's a great time. So I had a great time myself. Didn't fire a lot of rounds, but it was fun and I really enjoyed it. And I look forward to other chances doing that. And so perhaps we'll have a video of either Brianna or Patty or Melissa be able to go out to the range one day. And I think you'll enjoy meeting them. In fact, I know you'll enjoy meeting them. YouTubers, have a nice day out there. And we'll see you again on the videos. This is Fortune Cookie 45 LC signing off.